Okay, welcome to episode 18 of the YYC Real Estate Show. Shiraz is on vacation, so
well deserved.
We'll say that. We've been working hard.
He has. So it's just me and Sebi today.
Yep, it's going to be a great one.
Yeah.
And why don't you start us off with the weekly update?
Of course. So the weekly update, the total sales this week was 763 compared to 632 last week. Out of those sales, 322 of those were detached compared to 306 detached last week. 62 this week were attached, 47 last week. For townhouses, was 145 this week compared to 100 last week. Condos, 231 this week and 176 last week, so the biggest jump there. Full duplexes, there was 5 this week compared to 1 last week, so that's obviously a big jump there. Total active listings this week is 2,685 compared to last week's 2,501. The total pending listings is 745 this week compared to last week's 892. So more sold, less pending. The highest sales in Calgary in this past week was $3,650,000. That was near my home neighborhood, 19 Aspen Ridge Court. It was on the market for 46 days. It's a firm sale now.
Wow.
The second one was $2,365,000 at 419 46th Avenue, again in the southwest there as well. The lowest sales, $119,000, an apartment in 108 3rd Avenue. And the second one, just $1,000 more at $120,000 for 1820 9th Street Southwest. So those are some interesting numbers there. Of course, we're seeing some more movement. I feel like
more movement.
Yeah, with the sales, I think there's more action going on. I feel like we're still in that seller's market, of course, but there's more transactions happening. Obviously, you can see the numbers are steadily going up after every week. So
and how are we doing for inventory this week?
This week, like I said, we were at the active listings were at 2,685.
2,685.
So compared to last week's 2,500.
Okay.
So we're up almost 200.
Up a little, yeah.
So that's
more
impressive.
inventory.
So what has been going on with you, Seb?
For me, firm deal, pending deal,
Awesome.
Listing coming on market in the next week. That's in Pembroke.
There it is.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. We've been hearing about that, I think, every episode since episode 1, so that's perfect.
Yeah, so that's going to be coming on market. It's going to be a great house. It's going to be a 5-bedroom, 2-bath.
Nice.
With an amazing backyard. The deck is humongous.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And did you build that too? Because I know it's your flip. Was the deck already there? Or
It was already there. We just cleaned it up, and it was one of the only pieces of the house where we were like, we're not touching this, right? We pressure washed it. We're gonna stain it, but yeah, no, it's a fantastic outdoor space, and with a 26 by 24 foot garage, it's an extra big double garage. It's almost a triple garage, but it doesn't have that third door. It has all the space if you want to work in your home or do mechanics or whatever, right?
That's awesome. And do you know what that's going to be listed at yet, or a ballpark?
Not yet. It's going to be in the higher 500s.
Higher 500s?
Yeah.
Okay. When a fully renovated house, that's a good deal, though. So
yeah.
With that backyard and that outdoor space.
Yeah, and since it's in Pembroke, a lot of those houses are easily suitable as well.
Of course.
So
awesome.
Great.
Perfect. Yeah. No, I have possession. All my deals went firm. Knock on wood, luckily. Good feeling there. Possession on one is coming up the 28th. Then there's one on the 2nd, and then one on the 14th. So it's going to be a good couple weeks here. I'm happy for my clients. All 3 of them were awesome to deal with. Smooth sales, as smooth as they can kind of go in real estate. Not many hiccups. So that's been awesome. So Stampede, how was that for you?
Great. Yeah, I went to the tents. In downtown, I went to the Stampede grounds during the day with my nephew. Yeah. And it's great. I mean, I ate so much food. Like a disgusting amount of food.
Did you have the $100 hot dog?
No, I didn't have
No, it was a wag for people that didn't know. Obviously, if you're from Calgary or not, you hear about the Stampede. But if you don't, they call it the greatest outdoor show on earth. It happened from July 6th to July 18th.
Yeah.
This past week, obviously, the past couple weeks, it was awesome. I had a great time. But one of the highlights is for sure, obviously, the rodeo, the partying, and the food. Because the $100 hot dog was $100. And I thought it was going to be big.
Did you get it?
I didn't get it. My friend got it. I wasn't there. He sent me a video of it.
Oh, okay.
It was only like this big, though.
Oh.
Like, I thought it was going to be like some like big, like 20
feed a family kind of thing.
No, because it was a Wagyu hot dog.
It's
so that special type
it's like ground meats though, right?
And so I don't know how special, but he said it was good. I mean, $100 for
Did they put gold on it too? Usually when it's $100.
Honestly, I don't remember. It had a bunch of toppings on it.
Yeah.
It looked like it could have been for sure destroyable.
Yeah.
But for $100, I don't know. I could have spent some more money on that. Do you have some Stampede stats for us, Seb?
I do have some Stampede stats. So this year was the second busiest Stampede year ever, surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
Being on the grounds, I thought it was going to be the busiest year
It was crazy.
ever. But so this year we got 1,384,000 people that showed up to Stampede. So an average of 125,000 people per day. Wow.
Well, I remember, obviously that's an average. I remember one of the days, I think it was a Twitter page in Calgary. It might have been the Stampede official page, actually. And there was like 165,000 the one day, so obviously more than the average. And they did an aerial picture of the grounds and everything, and it was
during
just...
that co-concert, right?
Yeah. It was just, it looked like, I mean, we were in LA.
Looks like a protest in France, right?
A protest, something, obviously a big party, so... I don't think the revenue numbers are out quite yet.
I'm not sure about the revenue numbers.
We weren't able to track that down as of now, but obviously, as we all know, it makes Calgary a lot of money every year.
Tourism and whatnot. You wouldn't think that a city in the middle of the prairies would have this much tourism. You think usually Cancun when you think of tourism, but wow.
100%. No, and I met a lot of people too that came here from every part of the world. And it's amazing because, like I said, and I also read a stat the other day, is like when people come for these events, especially Stampede, there's a lot of people that go back to their their countries or their cities, and they end up moving to Calgary 6 months later because of the vibe that Calgary during that time gave them. So shout out to all the workers and volunteers and people that paid to go out and be a part of the city. Justin Trudeau was in the mix. I saw him actually. Obviously a lot of superstars.
In person?
I saw him in person. I didn't talk to him.
Yeah.
But I did see him in person. He was at some of the Big Four.
Okay.
On the grounds. So that was cool. Obviously a lot of celebrities, a lot of headliners.
Yeah.
Everything like that. So I think obviously with Shiraz gone, we wanted to kind of take this episode and do something a little bit different. So me and Seb, we decided to do a little interview each other. Obviously, it's good for the people to know, and it's hopefully some entertaining answers. So I think I'm going to start off. We're going to go 10 questions each. So we're going to go back and forth here. A little bit about real estate and a little bit about each other as a person. So I'll start with you first. Could you tell me about yourself and describe your background in brief?
Okay. So I was born in Toronto. When I was 2 years old, I moved to Mexico, where I lived for about 3-4 years, did kindergarten there.
Awesome.
And then from there, I moved to Calgary. And I've been here for most of my life. I feel more Calgarian than from Toronto. What do they call them? Torontanians? Torontians?
I don't know. That's a good.
That doesn't sound right.
Torontoians, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We had to fact check that. If anybody's watching from Toronto,
let us know.
Put it in the comments.
So I'm half Mexican, half Iranian, and I love this. I love this country, and I'm so grateful that I landed here. I'm so grateful my parents found each other and
Where are your parents from?
So my mom's from Mexico and my dad's from Iran.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. They found each other in Toronto, and the rest is history, I guess. Yeah, no, it's been great. I do, when I hear about things that happen in those countries, I always feel so grateful that I'm here.
We've heard that from Shiraz too. So that's awesome.
The opportunity and just the comfort of life is incredible compared to some other countries. So.
That's awesome. So how did you hear about real estate and why did you choose to pursue it when you heard about it?
So I've always been exposed to real estate because my dad would he builds houses and he flips them as well.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not as active in the market these days, but since I was little and there was no child labor involved, right? I've been working my dad's flips and renos and builds for as long as I can remember, really. And that's how I kind of got into real estate. I thought, what a good addition, and I'm already around it, and why not make that my income as well, right? And awesome. I've always wanted to invest in real estate, and now it's kind of my vision of why I'm in this industry has changed a little bit. Like I still want to invest in real estate, but I want to develop skills, and I want to,
You're more on the helping side of things too.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay. Do you prefer working independently or on a team?
On a team.
Yeah,
on a team.
Obviously we're both a part of the Green Gear real estate team within EXP, so I think that was a pretty, I expected that answer from both of us as well. Can you speak a bit about the benefits of, especially as a real estate agent, being on a team and kind of what we have as our back corner?
As far as starting out, when I first started out 5 years ago, I was with a different brokerage. And I wasn't on a team, and I was stubborn about teams. I was like, I'm not joining a team, right? I don't want to do that. I'm a solo thing. I'm ambitious. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do everything, right? But the thing is, you don't know what you don't know.
Oh.
And being on a team just opens your eyes up to so many different opportunities and things you didn't realize about this industry or how to maneuver it.
Yeah.
So being on a team, I've learned a lot in these last 6-7 months with them. I would do it again. I wish I would have done it sooner.
Yeah, of course.
My growth has definitely been exponential compared to being solo. So definitely, if you're starting out, join a team.
Yeah, no, just to expand on that, because obviously I started, unlike Seb, I started with a team. I did interviews with different brokerages and singular, just being a single agent. If you're thinking of getting into real estate, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you go with a team. What you think real estate is and what you think might be easy is completely a shell shock when you get into it. The amount of help I've had from my team and also being able to have them like in your back corner in terms of like you build a rep together. So obviously it's not only yourself as a business. And when you're part of a team like a sports team or anything, an organization, you learn to use them and depend on people, and it's amazing. So. Yeah, I completely agree. Do you work full-time or part-time as an agent?
I am just because of some different projects. I would say part-time / full-time.
Yeah.
But when all my time is towards being a realtor. Right?
Yeah.
So
I'd say you're full-time.
Yeah, I would say I'm full-time too. I would say I'm full-time too. Just because I don't put all my time towards it, that's why I kind of had that hesitation. But no, I would say I am a full-time agent, and I'm stoked to put more hours into it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think it's a cool question here. How long do you usually work with buyers from the first home you see together to the closing deal, the closing offer on the home they pick?
So how long do you from when you first see a home?
Yeah. So the first showing you go on with a buyer, how long does it usually take in your experience from the first home they see with you to when they're writing an offer on something?
It just varies a lot. Mostly with a competitive market like this, people get demotivated. It changes. I know for a fact that even before we see our first home, I might make first contact with a buyer months before we see our first home.
Very true.
Right? So from when we see our first home to putting an offer, it could be that same day if they're motivated and ready to a month or two. Yeah. I think it varies so much that there is no solid answer.
No, I agree. I think this is, even when I'm asking that, there's motivation, and there's also like losing offers, and there's how much money you can and can't spend and stuff like that. So this is a good one for the people here. How do you help buyers compete in this market?
How do I help them compete?
What's your best advice you give people, and what are some of your strategies you might use to win?
To win. Well, first of all, I think when it comes to this market, one of the most important things is getting in the right mindset of what to expect.
Yeah.
Right? Because as realtors, I think that our job is to make sure that the client has as little surprises as possible and knows what is coming. Right? So if we can set expectations straight about how we need to navigate this market, right? That's one of the main strategies.
And being realistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Too, because not pumping someone's tires and giving them information that gets them really excited, but you have to be realistic and professional and give them professional advice. That's why they use us, right? So
even when with not necessarily just buyers but also sellers, even when we get a good offer, I don't be like, oh, such great news, we got an offer, because offers fall apart. Things happen, right? So it's always like, hey, I got some good news.
Yeah.
This is the offer we got. These are the conditions, right?
Yeah, very black and white. Like,
we celebrate one when it's firm, and two when you get your home, right?
Very true. Because even when it's firm, like there's stuff that
things could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Okay, we're gonna go on a couple personal questions, and then we'll switch it over. I know you wanted to kind of do this with me as well. Okay, this is more of the personal. It's kind of the fun side of things.
Okay.
What is one thing you would never change in yourself?
Never change in myself. Good question. Good question. Here, let me think for a second. I think I would never change my morals. My morals,
Yeah.
100%.
That's a great answer. Wow.
I don't. Yeah. I've had people tell me that you can't get ahead in life unless you do, or you step on someone or you do wrong things.
Yeah.
And I would just refuse to believe that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'd honestly say the same thing. There's nothing. You hear so many people like how they're in stories and how people get to the top, and some of it's just like not respectable. And
Yeah.
you always
exactly.
gotta, at the end of the day, like you said, you gotta have your morals, or else you basically have nothing.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So that is the one thing I would change about myself, because it just feels right to.
it feels better at the end of the day too.
Yeah, exactly.
And that also translates to our us and our clients.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can be that realtor that like I said, pumps somebody's tires or gives them information to make things sound good, or go out of the book and make things happen. And honestly, it probably works out most of the time. And nobody blinks an eye. But the times that morally it's just not the right thing to do. So it's a great answer. What would you wish to know 5 years ago?
5 years
that
ago.
you know now?
Well, since I joined the industry 5 years ago, I would say join a team.
Perfect.
That's
you walked into that.
Yeah, that's what I would say. What I wish I knew 5 years ago. Well, 5 years ago I was younger, and I don't think I was as mature as I am now. Right?
Yeah.
At least to succeed in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would have just said, take your time.
Yeah.
5 years have passed, and things come as they will. Opportunities pop up. It's just take things as they come and embrace them fully. That's what I would say.
Yeah, no, for sure. What is one thing in your morning routine that you can't start a day without?
In my morning routine,
Are you a coffee guy?
right now I am a coffee
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
That's a lot of people's answers. So
Yeah, I'm a coffee guy. Let's see, what else? Brushing my teeth. That's
of
fantastic.
course, I hope so.
Keep that up.
You smell okay right now. That smells good.
Yeah, thanks. No, but morning routine. What else? Yeah, actually, I don't want to. Right now, actually, my morning routine is I go to Timmy's, right? I get a coffee and a jalapeno bagel with plain cream cheese.
Jalapeno bagel, hey?
Jalapeno bagel with
Wow.
plain cream cheese.
See, that's bold.
It's
That's
so
for the
good.
viewers. I would never get that.
No?
I'm not even dissing you. I just
That sounds like it
especially
is.
start in the morning. Well, maybe a little.
I'm
bit.
having a coffee.
The
I'm having my
coffee's good. The cream
jalapeno
cheese is good. I don't understand why you have to incorporate a jalapeno bagel in there.
because it's spicy.
You need a spicy morning, don't you?
Dude, I'm Mexican. I love spicy
That's
food.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. No, I've had them. I like them like past like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but in the morning it just.
No, I like that all
just
day.
a coffee
Quick snack.
donut guy. Wow.
Another bagel. What's your favorite bagel from Timmy's?
Probably the three. What's called the 3 cheese or the toasted 3 cheese bagel.
Okay,
With butter.
it's exactly the same thing as that, but
No,
with
it's
jalapenos.
not.
Because
Yeah,
mine
it
has cheese too.
jalapenos. All right, we're getting animated. Here. We're gonna have to disagree.
Yeah.
I think do you want to switch over here?
Sure, yeah.
We'll-
Sure, we'll go from. I guess we'll go from the start. Give me a little history about yourself.
So obviously my name is Zachary Fulton. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, born and raised. My mom moved here from originally Ontario and Winnipeg. My dad was in Regina. I was born here. Grew up here all my life, played a lot of sports. My whole life was sports, primarily hockey. Got into real estate. I was working a lot of blue collar jobs. We talked about it a couple episodes. I was working on the oil rigs, working as a metal fab guy. I liked it. It just wasn't for me. When you do something that just doesn't really click with you. Got into real estate. Loved it ever since. I'm a big family guy. Really depend on my family and friends. If I was to pick something, oh my god, if I was to pick something to be passionate about, for sure my relationships. So
Yeah.
that's probably me and a couple
How's that?
sentences there.
That was
Deep.
Yeah.
You like that one?
that was really condensed as well. It was good.
No, yeah.
All right. So why did you join real estate?
Yeah,
Why
like
did you-
I said, just from one was motivation from not wanting to be a blue collar worker anymore and do things that I didn't really love. I just did for the money. Another thing was my auntie, shout out Patty DeGagne in Dryden, Ontario, where my family's from, out in the northwest there. She's a very successful realtor. She basically started realty as a 19-year-old female back in the 60s or 70s, I guess, and took it by storm and really did well for herself there. So she was always kind of in my ear. Told me I had the personality for it. I love talking to people and love handling different situations like that. So I took the course. For anybody that decides to take the course, obviously something that has to be done, but it's a lot different. The day-to-day real estate's a lot different than what we learn in the course.
Oh yeah.
Very different. So don't get discouraged if you're in the course and you're feeling like it's not for you. Get it done. It's simple to a sense, and once you get it, you'll like it, in my opinion.
Yeah. And then the courses are it's almost like, I think when I did it when there was textbooks, right? And it was almost like a foot thick of textbooks.
So mine was luckily, I just did it right after that. I was online, so it was easier.
Yeah. No, I like the textbooks though. They're much easier, I found.
I can see that.
Yeah. Real estate's great. We have a lot of younger friends, right? And a lot of people just aren't ready to buy homes yet. Yeah. What would you, if a friend was like, I want to buy a house in a couple years, what would be your advice to them?
See, that's interesting. Honestly, I think there's a couple simple answers and a couple more complex. Obviously, and everybody knows this, you need a good job, you need income, you need equity, you need savings. I wouldn't suggest anybody to pour their whole life savings and fight for mortgage payments every month because you put a down payment in a house and you have no money left. Obviously, prepare yourself. Be in an industry where you can make enough money and learn how to save. In terms of on the business more side of things, obviously get a good realtor. It sounds very simple, but get somebody you trust. Get someone, like I said, who's going to be realistic with your goals. And get in touch with a mortgage broker early. Ali, shout out Ali from CIBC, he's told us that many times. You don't have to go to a mortgage broker to get a pre-approval that day. Their job is giving professional advice. So it's good to bring someone your ideas and your goals, and they can lay it out and how to navigate that. Obviously, they can kind of do that more from a financial aspect than I can. I think the other thing as well is we kind of talk about mindset a lot. Just have that as your goal. Like if you want to buy a house, you might have to sacrifice some other things. If you're for example, like partying or vacations or a new car payment. There's things that you can. If
you're thinking of buying a home, do not buy a car.
Yeah.
Do not go
one of your worst depreciation assets you can buy is probably a vehicle. Obviously,
and it messes up your debt to income ratio,
which is huge.
Huge. There's times when people want to buy a house, they have it conditionally sold, and then they're like, they're in the buying mood. They finance a new car, they can't buy the house anymore.
Exactly. So I think that's the best advice I could give. Have it as a goal, put it in your mindset, be able to, or know you're going to have to sacrifice probably some things. Obviously, one thing, and obviously a lot of people can't do this, which is completely fine. It's good to have help if you're able to have a parent that can help you and you pay them back over a payment plan type of thing. And that can also subsidize a lot of costs and a lot of startups. So there's a lot of different strategies, but I think the main three would probably be sacrifices, mortgage broker, and realtor is your kind of three things you need to start looking at. So.
And to add on to that, with the whole savings and whatnot, people refer to real estate as an investment, or even like Shiraz said, like a savings account, right? If you're gonna instead of paying a renter, you could pay your mortgage and build some equity. But I think for me, most accurately, buying a home is a lifestyle choice.
It is. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I meant about my sacrifices.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you can't afford that lifestyle, you shouldn't push yourself to get it, right?
And the worst thing, and we've seen it, is like the worst thing is when unfortunately someone does push that envelope and puts all their money into one down payment, and then one interest rate hike or something goes wrong, or something other, not even real estate in their life goes haywire, and they need to put out payment for those type of bills. You're in a really tough spot. Yeah. You're defaulting. You're losing huge amounts of dollars, money. So, just be realistic.
And it goes the other way too, right? When you're looking for a home and you're being incredibly picky, you're looking for a good investment and whatnot. It's like if you can afford it, and you think it's really going to improve your lifestyle, it's closer to where you want to live, it's what you dreamed of, you're also going to have to sacrifice maybe that it's not the best investment.
I agree. Yeah.
So it's kind of like it is that there is two sides to that
100%.
same point.
And then obviously like there's like outside factors none of us can control. There's interest rates.
Yeah.
There's what the government is doing. There's building operations. There's market crashes, market lifts, economy. So I mean, all of us, but I call that all noise, because none of us can control that.
Yeah.
Honestly, we control what you can control. Like I said, sacrifices. Get a good mortgage broker, get a good realtor, and be realistic, and hopefully have the mindset that you want to be a homeowner.
And you can't go to a mortgage broker too early. Like even if you think I want to buy a house in 10 years, good. Go talk to a mortgage broker. They'll help you plan it all out.
Yeah.
Less you're gonna have to save over the years, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, if you want to connect with someone who's with a professional, we got tons of great people. So shoot us a DM or something, and we'll
for sure
connect you with someone.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you some personal questions.
Here we go. This is where we get the most views. Me answering personal questions.
So, why do you love Stampede so much?
Why do I love Stampede so much? That is a loaded question. I think the best thing I like about Stampede is being from Calgary. I call it I don't even call it a high school reunion. I call it all the schooling I went through reunion. I saw kids that I went through to grade 1 with.
Wow.
Grade 12 with. In between people I've had different jobs with. Family, friends. It's kind of like you obviously go to have a good time. You go to party, you go to watch the rodeos, but personally I go to seeing people that, we're all busy. It's hard to connect with someone, or you don't even think about texting someone from grade 5 that you haven't seen in 20 years. But when you go there, you're able to have a lot of conversations. Like I said, I saw people from grade 1 and Adam hockey teams to grade 12 graduations to jobs in between to people's parents I haven't seen. So I think the best part about Stampede is for the connections that you make again.
Yeah, fair enough. I like it. I like it for I was born in not born in Cochrane, but I went to Cochrane, right, for my schooling. So I don't have as many like friends in the city.
Yeah.
Right, but it is electric. The whole city.
And that's the other thing too. Get to add on that, like the vibe. Like it'd be really hard to be down during Stampede because the whole city is electric. The vibe is great. Everyone's happy. Everyone kind of is working but not working. So it's I love it.
If I know this might be a difficult question, but
hit me with it.
What if you could say what would be your motto for life?
My motto for life.
Yeah.
I would say this is actually I have this in my it's you win some, you lose more, but the ones you win, you win. And
when you win that, I feel like I should have toasted to that.
I know. And obviously it sounds like some mumbo jumbo, but basically I think anybody successful, if you hear about huge startup companies like Apple or Microsoft and anything like that, they failed a lot more before they succeeded. And I think a big thing in today's society is not really people not having perseverance when something goes wrong. It's really easy for something to go wrong and fail and quit. Mm-hmm. And accept defeat. But I think if you lose 10 and then the 11th one, and not one, I say situation that you win, you forget about the 10 because you've worked so hard and you've learned how to persevere and like keep pushing on, that the feeling of that win is so much more rewarding than just winning the first time.
Exactly.
So I think that'd probably be my life motto.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. I thought that was gonna be a hard one. No. Let's see. I had a good question here. So this is kind of a mix of personal and professional, right? Since you've joined the industry and being part of the real estate dynamic, which is such an important part of any city, right?
For sure.
Do you feel like now you view the city differently from when you first started in this industry? Like in terms of like just how you live your everyday life?
Yes and no. I think when I say no, it's because I always knew how much people wanted to come to Calgary, and I always could see the value in moving here and purchasing here.
Yeah.
And I say no because I'm a type of person from Calgary that I want to buy and live in Calgary. And then in terms of yes, I'm surprised is I never really realized how many I mean, maybe I realized it, but in actual conversations of how much, like, how many different ways there is to make money. Like, there's, and I say that, like, I met a guy the other day, and, like, he was a millionaire, and his company that he started was a garbage truck company. And he just owned like 150 garbage trucks, and they made him like a bunch of money. And like when you think of when you're growing up, it's like lawyer, doctor, you know, that type of stuff. And I think it's kind of cool to have these conversations and get people talking, and they're on a work call, and you kind of can overhear, and you're like, oh, like that sounded different. And they come off the phone and say, yeah, that was like my garbage truck man. He just needed some maintenance on his truck. And you know, it's just that type of stuff really surprises me, and how many different ways you can be successful. And that also comes back to the life motto of like, if one thing doesn't work, there's going to be something that does. Yeah, I sincerely believe that. So that'd be my thing there.
Okay, for how you see the city differently since
for sure.
Okay, yeah. I like that.
But yeah, so there's lots of things going on in Calgary. I think everybody we've talked about it. We're not the real estate show. We're the YYC real estate show. We have pride in the city. We like to hype it up. It's a great place to be. You touch on any of that?
Yeah. No, it's just a pool of diversity, not just only with the people, but with the opportunities and the experiences. Mm-hmm. I think that I don't know if there's another place on earth like this.
I agree. Right? So that's on a lot of top 10 lists for being livable and affordable. And
yeah, no, it's great. I would wholeheartedly recommend anybody to move here. Yeah. Right. I know there's always jokes about the winter's so cold, and but the thing is, summer comes around. Oh, the summer's so hot.
And there's stuff to do in the winter, and there's
stuff to do in the summer, and it's truly like, if you think you can, it's this city. I feel that you can never truly get to know everything about it. No. There's always more to discover.
I agree. That's great. That's a great. We're gonna clip that. That's gonna be a clip, because that's very true. Yeah.
But yeah, no, this has been great. This is a very special episode.
It is. We've had the one with you and Shiraz when I wasn't there.
That was episode 2.
Episode 2. Now episode 18. Me and Seb. Obviously, Shiraz having, like I said, well-deserved vacation. He'll be back for next week, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
We're working on the details of that. But again, thank you for tuning in, everybody. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been great.
Seb, and that's episode 18 of the YYC Real Estate Show, and we will see you next week.